Hey guys, Wilson here today at Mclaren of San Francisco. And as you know, the last time we were here, we did a quick review and a walk around of the new Mclaren Speedtail. Well, today we are looking at another car, and this time I'm actually a little bit more excited because this is one of two cars that I've been looking at and have some interest in. And that happens to be the new Mclaren 765LT. So it's behind those doors. Why don't you come along with me today? And that's on. Let's get this started. So this is the new Mclaren 765LT, and what a beautiful machine it really is. I'm really loving it, having seen it for the first time in person. And let's talk about the car itself, what Mclaren did to it. They are making only 765 units of this car. Obviously, by looking at the exterior, it is based off of the 720S platform, and what they're doing with all their LT cars basically is shaving weight, adding downforce, adding power, and a ton of aero along the entire car. And this is the result, and what a beautiful car it really is. What I want to do today is walk around the car and point out some of the key features that makes this that much more special. At the same time, I would also like to do a comparison between the 675LT and the 765LT. Obviously, this is the direct successor and the next in the Super Series for McLaren. And there's a lot of LT elements that are more specific to these cars. So I think that will make for a nice comparison. So let's get this started. So first off, what you may notice is the slightly elongated front end and lower splitter. Basically, to add more downforce, all these aero bits were added to the car, and you will see that as we walk around. Now, the front over here, the eye socket is very familiar. You probably recognize that from the 720S. It has the same function. The light is in here. There's also a vent that goes through. The side over here, you see this little vent. This actually acts to help with downforce, but at the same time also helps guide airflow through the side of the car. Now up to the side, this fender well area, there is an MSO option that I think is a must for these LT cars, and that is the louvers on the fender. Now, as you know, on my LT, they have it on there. I have that as an option. And not only does it make it look absolutely amazing and beautiful, I think it also has a function to it as well. So basically what it is because of all that added power and speed, there's a lot of turbulent pressure being built up inside this wheel well area. And with this open vent, it relieves that pressure so that it maintains that downforce. And I think this is an option that is definitely a must. So why don't we come a little bit closer while we're here. Let's check out the wheels. The wheels are fitted with Trofeo Rs, and because this is meant for the track, it adds to that tackiness and control while you're on the track. Now these wheels, there are 4 basic options for the wheels, and all of them are 10-spoke ultra lightweight rims. And on this one in particular, these are the sand diamond cut with the branding, the 765 engraving on here, and I think that actually looks very good. That's actually an option that I wish I had on my 675. Now, as we come towards the side of the car, obviously these are all exclusive to the 765LT. In the front, you see the badging over there. All of these adds to the aerodynamics and helps guide the air and flow on the side of the car. Now, coming back here, this rear section of the car is actually one of my favorite, and there's really so much going on here. But let's start with the top area. Now, the rear glass over here isn't actually glass, it's polycarbonate. That adds to the weight-saving aspect of this of the LT series, and basically wherever you can shave weight, that's where they looked for. And having glass, it would have been a lot heavier, but that solved that issue. Now look at all these open vent areas on the top over here. As you move your way around the back, you also see all that venting here. And this is actually very neat, I thought. At first glance, I actually thought this area right here was part of this venting system, but upon closer look, you see these are actually laser cutouts on the one-piece carbon fiber back here as well. And they did a really nice job because all these corners are really smooth, and I didn't notice it until we looked at it a lot more closely. Now, let's talk about the rear spoiler over here. What McLaren did to this rear spoiler is increase the size of it by about 20%. And if you look at the overall design, it acts as air brakes, but also helps with the downforce as well. There's a little indentation cut out over here, and what that does is it serves two purposes. Number one, it shaves off this area that is directly above the quad pipes, and so that the heat buildup does not affect it quite as much. Number two is that because it is such a big spoiler, the occupants in the car, the driver looking back, this cutout actually helps give them better viewing. So now onto my favorite part of this car, the quad pipes. Now I believe this one right now has the stealth package, and this actually has another option, which is the full titanium option, and that's something that I actually like better because, as you've seen in the titanium pipes, especially in our LT, which I'm going to show some shots of, basically it's telling people that, hey, I'm driving the car and putting the car to good use. So yeah, this is the stealth package, and obviously you don't see any of the titanium, but for this color combination, it actually works pretty well. Now, when it comes to design, I think what makes a car design work very well, what makes a design element work very well, is that once you see that element, it really screams at you that this is that particular car. And from all the photos I've seen, every time I see the quad pipes, I know exactly which car it is. It's the 765LT. And from my recollection, the last car that I've seen that gave me that type of impression was the Pagani Huayra. I think this is a really beautiful design. So to top off the back side over here, if you look down here, there's actually a open vent, and you can see the tires directly through here. Just like the front louvers, this serves the purpose of relieving that pressure along the well area and allows it to come back here more freely and not affecting the downforce aspect that they're trying to attain. Now, compare that to the 675LT. They have something similar to that, but there's a mesh. This one is just a carbon fiber piece right here, and you see that directly, so that's very neat. So here's the interior of the car. It's absolutely amazing, and as you would expect from a LT car, it is cladded with Alcantara and carbon fiber. If you zoom out a little bit, you could actually see some of the carbon fiber details around the door surround, and they're using forged carbon. It makes it's a very nice surprise when you open the door and you see that, because I wasn't expecting that at all. Now, these seats in here that you have right now is an upgrade option. These are the seats borrowed from the McLaren Senna from the Ultimate series, and It looks absolutely beautiful. Now, in terms of aspects that may be a little bit more similar to the 675LT, first thing I noticed is this center console area is a one-piece carbon fiber with a little notch in the backside, and just like our my 675LT, there's a cup holder over there and this open area. So it almost seems like it's a little throwback to the previous LT in the Super Series. Now, some other aspects of the car. Over there, you see the digital gauge cluster, which slows down at the push of a button. It's very similar to what you would find in the Mclaren 720S. Now, one thing that you will not find in any other car that I've seen is the backside, the porthole area. Now, if you look back there, there is actually a surround opening that gives you a direct view into the engine. And that's surrounded with a carbon fiber piece, and you see this 765LT on that carbon fiber piece itself. That part actually illuminates, and basically, in my opinion, it creates this effect, almost like using carbon fiber to frame an artwork, and the artwork being the engine in this car. Now, that is an MSO option, and I can't imagine anyone not choosing that if they were to buy this car. All right, so these are the center seats, and actually they're a lot more roomy than I thought it would be, considering on the 675LT, the P1 seat is a little bit more snug. Now, I've heard that people make the comment that these seats, well, you can't really sit too long in them because they really are meant for track purposes, but I think these are actually quite comfortable. Not anything like what I've imagined. Now, I've sat in centers before, but when doing so, I never thought about, hey, will I purchase this? Will it be comfortable and whatnot? It was just getting in, checking things out. But yeah, I really like these. And obviously, it serves the purpose of saving weight on for the car and adding to that lightweight aspect of the LT. So here's another view of the interior. And here's a comparison between the center console on the 765 and the 675LT. Now, here's one thing that is slightly different. If you look down here, this badging right here, 765LT, this is 0 of 765. Now, compare that to the 675LT, it merely says that this is 1 of 500. This one, it actually says 0 of 765, so I'm wondering whether or not that will show the production number of the car itself. All right, so that's the 765LT from McLaren, the newest addition to their Super Series. What do you guys think? I, on one hand, really love what they've done to the car. It definitely looks a lot more aggressive, and notwithstanding all the performance aspects of the car, it's definitely one to look out for. Now, the only question remaining is, should we pick one up? What do you guys think? Please leave your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.